What is
Blog
good?
Talk
What is
Radio.
good?
Out at foggy midfield, muddy midfield, although they've done a heck of a job getting the field ready, they just tossed the coin to start the proceeding.
Over back, looking left, looking in. He's going to go long down the left side. There he is. And it is called 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Jason Cruz. Coast to coast.
Welcome to the Nothing But Sports Show on Nbs Central Radio, hosted by Jay Franchise, Yvonne Maddock, and Truex the Sports Junkie, where they give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
So help us God. What is good? What is good? What is good, baby? Welcome to the Nothing But Sports Show on Nbs Central Radio. Of course, I am your host, Truex the Sports Junkie, and according to my main man, Keo, man, he said this is show 200. I don't know if it's show 200, but if it is, it's been a long, long, long journey. If you go back even further than that, I know it's more than 200 shows when you go back to the Black Flag Radio days. But either way, it has truly been a privilege being on Blog Talk Radio, being on Nothing But Sports Show with you guys. And we're going to hope and pray that we can push for more shows, 200 plus moving forward. So, with that being said, man, I am Truex the Sports Junkie. Right now, I'm the only one on air tonight. I don't know where Mr. Box Office is. I don't know where. Let me not say I don't know. Them guys are taking the night off. At first, we thought we was going to cancel the show, and I was like, no, if it's show 200 like Keo's claiming, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. I do think Keo does make an appearance on the show in a couple of minutes. Jay Franchise has other obligations. So does my main man Mike. And yeah, we're gonna get it popping. So, as you all know right now, my man Zion Williamson has been tearing up the league. And I've had people ask me a million questions as far as can Ja Morant be, I don't want to say dethroned because he hasn't won the Rookie of the Year, but is there a way that Zion will ultimately catch Ja Morant and be the NBA Rookie of the Year? Now, there's a lot of people out there that's saying there's no way. He's missed too many games. He's going to play less than half the season. There's no way you can name him the Rookie of the Year after playing half of the season. And I have to say, right now, I have no issue with anybody saying Ja Morant is the Rookie of the Year. No issue whatsoever. He's been balling. He has his team in the playoffs. He looks like he's a special point guard for the future. But this kid, Zion Williamson, man, if the New Orleans Pelicans were to catch the Grizzlies from behind and get that 8th seed, despite Zion Williamson missing more than half of the season, I think that it's definitely a possibility that he's the NBA Rookie of the Year. I will say this. We haven't had it since, I believe, Jason Kidd and Grant Hill, co-Rookie of the Years. But I can definitely see it this year. I know people don't like it. I know people's like, oh, let's just give it to one person. But what Zion has done since he's been playing has been nothing short of remarkable. When you think of a franchise guy, Zion Williamson, he on a checklist, he checks off all the marks. And I'll be the first person to tell you, going into the season, I didn't see it. I thought Zion was going to be a good player. I thought I know a lot of people, said he's similar to this person and that person. I saw more of like a Blake Griffin mixed with a Larry Johnson type game. That's what I saw. Super athletic, but more with that, not quite the figure of a Larry Johnson, but very similar to Larry Johnson. And I said to myself, that's who I see, a Larry Johnson mixed with Blake Griffin. And will that be a superstar in the league? I don't know. Will it be a great player? Possibly. Will it be a very good player? Absolutely. But what he has done up until this point, only basically 3 losses back of the Grizzlies for that 8th and final spot, is nothing short of remarkable in his rookie year. The Pelicans got out to a slow start. If you know me, I am a Pelican fan. I am born and raised in the state of Louisiana, and I hated that Anthony Davis left. And I thought it could have been special with that AD with Zion. But nonetheless, I'm happy with what happened because now Zion has, blossomed. Will he be the same player with AD playing on the court? I'm not saying he wouldn't, but it would definitely be interesting and definitely be different. But now you have a guy like B.I., Brandon Ingram, who was an all-star this season, who's coming into his own. Lonzo Ball's been coming into his own, and we're going to talk about that in a second. And you got somebody like Zion, and you still got leadership like a Drew Holiday. J.J. Redick is banged up right now, but when you have J.J. Redick, this team can be a force. And we're going to go right into it in a second. But dare I say, there's some people that actually believe, well, I'm not going to say some people, a person believes that they would give the Lakers all they can handle in the first round of the playoffs. That's going to be interesting. But as far as this Rookie of the Year race, I think that it's very tight. I think whoever gets that 8th seed possibly could, edge out the other one for Rookie of the Year. If push came to shove and you had to give it to somebody right now, I would give it to Ja Morant because he has the 8th seed, plus he played more games. But if Zion gets to the 8th seed and the Pelicans get the 8th seed over the Memphis Grizzlies, I'm going with Zion. And that's if you push me to the edge. But I have no issue with, like I said before, we giving it to both guys. Both guys are very deserving. Both guys have played very well. And I don't want to hear that Zion missed half of the season. This Pelican team is definitely different with Zion Williamson in that lineup. He's definitely a difference maker, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do in his future along with Ja Morant. We know we have guys, will they be the next great big thing in the league, or will they be, Blake Griffin and Tyreke Evans? I mean, Tyreke Evans won Rookie of the Year, and he had a good career, but he's never been the guy that I thought he was going to be. I thought Tyreke Evans was going to be a superstar, and he never quite got to that point. So I hope Ja Morant can continue to get better and continue to blossom because I think it's good for the NBA. Now, let's roll on into what I just said. If somebody was on this line or if somebody wants to call in or, go to social media and weigh in, feel free. You can go to my page at The Sports Junkie or at I Am True X on Twitter or Instagram at The Sports Junkie, or you can go to Nothing But Sports page and ask the question. Hold on one second. We're about to get somebody in the show. Okay, y'all. We got I can only say another half of the show because it's only been me and him for the past few weeks. But, of course, we got the homie from San Jose in the building, my brother from another mother, my boy Keo. What up, baby?
What's going on, man? I'm good. I'm glad to be on the show tonight. I've had the worst luck in the month of February. I'm not able to explain what happened, but True knows what happened. But I'm not 100%. But I'm good right now, man, and I'm just blessed.
Definitely. Well, we definitely keep you our thoughts and prayers. My man Keo on the show tonight. So, Keo, this is the question, the first opening topic. I've talked to the people already, me by myself on this show. But do you think Ja Morant has won the Rookie of the Year already?
I mentioned something about this last week. I think Ja Morant has lost Rookie of the Year, man.
Wow.
Like I said, man, when he was on the show, I said, I don't care what Ja Morant does. I don't care what type of numbers he puts up. Even if the Pelicans don't even make it to the playoffs, I think Zion's gonna win Rookie of the Year, and it's his to lose as of right now, man. You look at the way Zion's been playing the other night against LeBron in a losing effort. Man, that was fun to watch, man. Like I was actually rooting for the Pelicans in that game, man. I just like what I saw from Zion. The explosiveness, getting inside the paint, posting up. He had the full repertoire in it, man, and he even went toe-to-toe against LeBron through a couple series. But just overall, from what I've seen so far, it seems like the Pelicans are trying to trust him more, get him off those restricted minutes. And even on those restricted minutes, he's playing like that, man, on a high level. So I like Zion as the Rookie of the Year. I think he was going to win it. I don't think Ja Morant has any type of chance of winning Rookie of the Year. If Zion wouldn't have returned, I would have said, "Hey, Ja Morant's going to win Rookie of the Year." But as of right now, I give it to Zion.
So even with Ja Morant getting the 8th seed, and he played very well against the Lakers the night before, I think it was 27-14. You still say nope, Zion.
Yeah, Zion, regardless of what happens. Yeah, man. I like I said it last week, man. I like Zion for Rookie of the Year, and it's his to lose as of right now, even if the Pelicans don't even make it to the playoffs. And we've seen, and the reason why I went there is because I've seen Rookie of the Year that do so bad, and they still win the award.
Okay.
Like you mentioned earlier. I think I was listening to a little bit portion of it when it kicked off. Like you mentioned, Tyreke Evans, he played for a bad team during that time with the Kings, and he ended up winning Rookie of the Year. I thought it was disrespectful. You put Blake Griffin in that class. I don't know what you're thinking. I was like, what? Blake Griffin? He's still playing, and he's still playing on a high level.
I mean, he's actually not playing right now. He's out for the year, but that's neither here nor there. But okay, so today, today or yesterday, I don't know. I didn't watch it. I watched it on demand. I'm not gonna even lie to y'all. I recorded it DVR. Mr. Ball, Daddy Ball. He goes on First Take. So I lie. He goes on Skip and Shannon, I believe, and says that he believes Pelicans will beat the Lakers if they get the 8th seed. Is that ludicrous? That's one part. And who do you think is a better matchup for the Lakers? The Pelicans or the Memphis Grizzlies?
Well, first off, I just had a feeling LeVar Ball was going to say something. It was only a matter of time. And I think he just should just be quiet for the time being. And because Lonzo's been playing well since his dad's been quiet, and, it was a distraction. but nobody is really serious. He can't be serious about that. That was like him saying his son was better than Steph Curry. Nobody really took that serious. But as far as who's the better matchup, I'm going with the Pelicans, man. I think the Pelicans are more of a tough matchup. I think they can cause a huge matchup problem compared to Memphis, and Pelicans played them really competitive the past couple games throughout their matchups. And they just have more playmakers, man. You got Zion, you got Brandon Ingram to worry about. Just know that J.J. Redick was out in that game. Derek Favors is still productive. Lonzo Ball's been playing really well. Obviously, you still got Drew Holiday, Nicole Melli. He's been stepping up his game as of late. So I think the Pelicans can cause a tougher matchup with the Lakers. I just think Memphis, man, they just need a lot of help. I feel like the Lakers will sweep them, man, if they do end up playing Memphis. I feel like the Lakers won't sweep the Pelicans. I think at best the Pelicans could at least take this to 6 games. But as far as Memphis, I don't think they have no chance. They just don't have enough playmakers, and I just think they rely too much on Ja Morant when it comes down to it, and not enough experience when it comes down to playoff time.
Gotta respect that. First to answer the question, of course I'd rather see the Pelicans. Come on, man. I'm from Louisiana. You think I don't want to see the Pelicans make it to the playoffs? So of course I'd rather see the Pelicans in the playoffs versus the Lakers. Now, to get to LeVar's point, the Lakers are not losing to the Pelicans. Come on, man. Let's be honest with ourselves. I guess the question should have been, who we think could actually win a game? I like how you said that. I think the Pelicans could at least get one. I'm not saying they will, because with Anthony Davis, I think that team's a different team, especially during playoff time. LeBron becomes a different animal in the playoffs. Rondo's a better player in the playoffs. I just think this team is equipped for the playoffs. So Danny Green, we saw win a championship last year in Toronto. This team is just equipped for the playoffs. So who would I rather see? The Pelicans, but I'm being a little bit biased because I am a Pelican fan and because I'm in the state of Louisiana, and of course I can go to the game if they play in the playoffs. But neither team's gonna beat them. LeVar has to stop, like you said. Lonzo's been playing really well. B.I. has been playing off good all year. Zion has been great since he's come back. Drew Holiday gives them that constant leader. Melly's been playing really well. This team can do some things, and J.J. Redick's out right now. So once he gets back, they could cause havoc. But I don't think they can beat the Lakers in a 7-game series in the postseason. They may be able to compete, but that's all that they can do, in my opinion. Now, Q, I'm glad you brought up, I said you brought up, but we went to the Lakers. So here's the key. Do you think, after what you saw versus the Pelicans, what LeBron did, I know we're kind of going over a little bit of the topics from last week, but we saw some new stuff this week. Can LeBron actually beat out Giannis for MVP?
Wow. That's I seen a couple of people talking about this. I think he has a great chance, man. I remember we had this discussion like 2-3 shows ago, man. And you actually had Giannis, and I actually had LeBron. I don't know if you remember that. like I said, I think LeBron has a really, as of right now, he has a really great chance. You look at what he's doing at his age. I mean, just take a look at his rookie class, man. Like, who is really still playing at rookie class still and playing it on a high level like that and having that much impact for that team? And I just feel like LeBron, he makes people around him better, and he could come at you anytime he wants, because Anthony Davis is the leading scorer of the team. And with Davis out against the Pelicans, LeBron took over that game. And LeBron, he's improving to a better jump shooter, man. Working around those fadeaway jump shots, post-up game. He's improving as a better mid-range perimeter shooter, three-point shooter also. And what he's been doing this season and the turnaround for the Lakers, you got to add Anthony Davis there. It's tough, but I think it's going to be really close though. But as of right now, you can't deny what Giannis been able to do. I think right now he still has a slight edge in the MVP race. But I think it's going to be really close though when it comes down to it. Unlike the Rookie of the Year, I think Zion is like definitely going to win it. But I think with this one, with the MVP, I think it could really change drastically, man. Because you look at a team like what the Celtics been able to do, even with Toronto, man. I think it's going to be tough, and if LeBron continues to play the way he plays, I think he has a really great chance. Because right now it's 1 and 2 as far as my top 3 MVP candidates. You know, I got Giannis at number 1. I got LeBron at number 2, and 3 is basically a battle for everybody else. You could throw James Harden in there.
Yeah, definitely. I actually agree with you. It's Giannis right now to lose, but I think LeBron is slowly creeping back into this thing. And when we did this topic a couple of weeks ago, I didn't think that was the case. I was like, man, it's really hard for LeBron to catch him. But you're talking about a team that's only 4 games back of the Milwaukee Bucks. I believe it's 4 games back for best record in the NBA. And the Milwaukee Bucks are on a tear. And the Lakers, I believe, are only 4 games behind them for the number 1 overall seed in the NBA. Will they catch them? I'm not saying that. I mean, the Bucks lost 9 games all season. Do I think they're going to lose 4 in the next, 20? No, I'm not saying that. But could it happen? Possibly. They're going to lock up the East pretty soon, and they may want to sit some guys late in the season. So 2 of those games may come easily. But this is interesting, man. LeBron is playing some good basketball with no Anthony Davis on the court. If they can catch him for that number 1 overall seed, I think Giannis has to be concerned as far as his back-to-back MVP candidacy. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting. I think Giannis is going to still edge it at the end. When you're going to look at it, you're going to say to yourself, Giannis' team possibly can win many, many games that we didn't think they could win going into the season. Do you hold it up that LeBron's in the West? I know Yvonne's made this case a lot of times in the past. LeBron's been in the East. Everybody in the East is trash. Look at what they're doing in the West. Every game is a tough game in the West. Well, now that shoe's on the other foot. What is somebody like Yvonne going to say? Giannis is in the East. LeBron's in the West and in the number 1 seed with Anthony Davis missing time. I know LeBron's missed time as well. I know Anthony Davis leads the team in scoring. But let's be honest. We know who runs that show in L.A. LeBron is still the best player on the Lakers team right now. He's arguably the best. He's arguably the best player in the world. So I'm going to say Giannis right now has a slight lead, but LeBron is coming. So Giannis and the Bucks better hold on. Now, speaking of the Bucks, we're just rolling right into topics right now. Keo, Yvonne, and Marlon were two guys I saw fussing about this, but I actually heard this. Right now, the Bucks have only 9 losses and 52 wins. Do they actually have a shot? Do they have a shot at getting the 70 wins? And what
man. I never really thought about that, man. That's good to talk about, but I never really thought of that right now until you just said it right now. But do the Bucks have a shot as far as you said 70 wins?
Yeah, 70 wins. So they would have to win a good. Basically, they'd have to win 18 of their last 21.
So by the looks of it, man, going through their schedule right now, I don't think they could do it, man. No, hell no. I'm looking at the schedule right now. This is tough, man. You look at the month of March. You know, they're on the road against Dallas. They're on the road against Houston. They got a tough matchup against the Grizzlies. I mean, that's no gimme. People think it's automatic. The Heat is always tough. These are all road games that the Bucks will be dealing with too. They got to go against the Heat. They still got to play the Celtics also. They got the Nuggets on the road also. March 6th, they play against the Lakers on the road also. Those games that I just mentioned, those are all games that's on the road right now against playoff caliber type of teams, and I don't see it, man. I don't see it at all. I mean, I think the best shot is, I think, to be honest with you, the Bucks will barely eclipse over 60 wins by the time the season ends. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm looking at the schedule right now. They got road games against the Lakers. These are all road games. I'm just throwing it out there. They got road games against the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Rockets, Toronto, Boston. These are Miami. These are all playoff caliber type of teams, man. And these teams, they're playing. They've been playing really well, man. And I just don't think Milwaukee has done it. And to be honest with you, I'm not really sold on Milwaukee to go to the finals. I think Milwaukee could get knocked off in the conference finals or even in the second round.
Okay. I actually agree with you there. I do not think they're going to win 70 games. And I'll go back to the topic prior to the one that we're talking about right now. That MVP matchup on Friday night in L.A., woo! We got Lakers Bucks. I mean, LeBron can go ham in that game and really, really put himself back in this MVP race. I mean, he's already in the race, but I'm just saying, if the Lakers would make a statement when LeBron has, let's just say, 30 and a triple-double or 40 and a triple-double, then what? Now we're having a whole different discussion as far as what's going to happen as far as that MVP race is concerned. And that would only put them 3 games back of the Bucks for the number 1 overall seed. So do I think they're going to get to 70 wins? They need 18 more to get to 70 wins. I don't think that happens. I think that's a little far-fetched. Like you said, they have some tough games coming up. That 76ers game is going to be tough if Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid plays. I just don't know what to expect moving forward of the Milwaukee Bucks. But it's definitely interesting to see If you so you say it's not going to happen. I say it's not going to happen. What percentage would you give them of it actually happening?
30, 34,
wow.
35.
That's actually higher than me. Wow. I would give them about a 20% chance of actually happening. I was going to go 10, but I think that 20% is fair. They have to win 18 of the next 21, which could happen. But on that Lakers game, I'm going with the Lakers in that matchup. I think the Lakers are going to get them this Friday night. In a big signature win for the Lakers. Even though the Lakers have lost a lot of signature games this year, i.e. to the Clippers. So that's it. But yeah, I'm going to say that they lose that game, so that'll mean they have to win 18 of their next 20. And I don't know if they can do that, being that they're coming off of a loss to the Heat. They have to still play the Heat. They have to play the Rockets. They have to play the Raptors twice. They have to play the Celtics. They have to play the Nuggets, like you said.
Dallas.
At Dallas. I mean, that's going to be tough, man. So I'm going to say no. The Bucks do not get to 70 wins, but they'll be close. I think they'll actually be around 65-ish, a little bit over, but that 65 range, I'll say that's where they'll be at. So let's give a hard number before we move on to the next topic. Hard number, I said the Bucks win 66 games. Where you at?
I'm going to go with 62.
Okay. If they win only 62, do the Lakers have the best record in the NBA?
Yeah, the way I picture it right now, how this month's gonna go for Milwaukee, I actually have the Lakers. So yeah, with the best record ending the season.
Wow. Okay. So my next topic, I didn't want to talk about it just now, so I kind of just left it out. Are you excited to see Steph Curry come back?
No, I'm not. I don't want to see Steph Curry at all, man.
So here's the dilemma. Here's what I'm asking. Should the Warriors shelve Steph Curry for the rest of the season? And, Draymond's a little banged up. Should the Warriors just say to themselves, you know what? We're not going to the playoffs. We're very bad. Let's just shelve Steph Curry. Klay Thompson's out for the rest of the year. Let's shelve Steph Curry. Let's shelve Klay Thompson. Let's even shelve Draymond Green, and let's just go on to the next season without those guys playing the rest of this season and possibly risk injury.
Yes, it's a hell yes to me too. Steph Curry shouldn't be on that court at all. For any reason at all. I mean, the season's about to be over, and they're thinking about playing this guy. For me, I'm a huge basketball fan, man, and I like competitiveness. I like competition, and you better believe next year the Golden State Warriors. I'm not saying because I'm a Warriors fan. The Golden State Warriors, they will be in that championship contender conversation next. You talk about who they're bringing back. You got the best backcourt in the league with Steph and Klay. You have Draymond Green. I think he plays well when that core is together. You got Draymond Green, and then you have Andrew Wiggins, a wingman that you've been looking for quite some time since KD left. And then on top of that, you still got the first overall pick, and who knows what they're going to do with that first overall pick. So the Warriors are definitely going to be in the conversation, though. So there's no need, no purpose of putting Steph Curry playing in March or trying to get his feet wet. I mean, he could shoot around, run drills at practice, cheer for them at the basketball games when you got a few games left. And I know he's a ride for basketball and he's itching to get on that court, but not right now, man. I don't. For what? And I'm speaking for Warrior fans. They don't want to risk anything, man. They don't want to risk anything of any setback injuries. Just sit back, man. Sit back like John Wall, man. John Wall's not playing at all, and he's waiting for the following season, and that's what Steph Curry exactly needs to do. Aisha Curry needs to lock him up somewhere. Joe Lacob, Bob Myers. If you do that, that's going to be a very huge one. As much as I want to see Steph Curry play, I don't want to see him play. It's playoff time, man, and the Warriors are irrelevant as of right now.
So you don't want to see how he looks with the Andrew Wiggins on the side?
No, man, I don't want to see that right now. As a Warriors fan, I just don't want to risk and worry about any injury or anything like that. He just needs to fully recover, man, because he was supposed to be playing in Sunday. If you're deciding of not letting him play, obviously he's having a setback off of something of the Warriors deciding him not to play. So just rest him for the rest of the season, man. There's no point right now.
But it's still not guaranteed that they'll get the number one draft pick. They may, but it doesn't guarantee it. Real quick before I say what I think. Okay, so you're the Warriors fan. Let's say they tank, they don't tank. Let's say they end up with the number one pick overall. Who you drafting?
Who am I drafting?
Or are you just you still unsure about that pick?
Yeah, if I'm the Warriors, I would actually shop that pick.
Wow, so no LaMelo Ball.
I mean, they got too many shooters as it is, man. I just feel like as of right now, if you draft LaMelo, man, you're gonna have the same situation you had with you're gonna have the same situation that you had with what's his name, D'Angelo Russell.
Well, Melo is 6'7", too. I mean, he's a bigger guard. I mean, and he's a good shooter, and you have Wiggins to play with him.
But if I had to pick, if it came down to it, and if I have to go after a guy that if they said to me, hey, I can't move my first round pick, and the Warriors end up having to draft a certain player, I would have no choice to go with James Wiseman, man.
Okay, good choice.
Yeah, because they need somebody in that front. They need somebody in that front court, and I just feel like James Wiseman is the best and the safest pick to go. A lot of people right now, I don't know if you've been paying attention to this guy, man, but a lot of people like the Georgia freshman guard, man, Anthony Edwards. Yeah, man. So I wouldn't be surprised if Golden State tried to go after Anthony Edwards also. But I think those guys are the top three guys as of right now in the draft, in a lot of people's draft boards. Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman, and obviously LaMelo.
Okay. Okay, so I agree with you that a Warrior should sit on Steph Curry. I mean, I get that they want to get him back, and I'm not opposed to that, as far as trying to see what he looks like with Andrew Wiggins. But, I mean, let's be honest. That team with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, and Draymond Green, they're going to be good next year. They where he should be. And all those young players, look, man, give them some more reps. Get them ready for next year. A guy like Marquise Chris, that Yvonne Keel keeps trying to get a trade from me, trying to steal that dude from me. he offers me trades and then goes drop the dude that he tried to trade me with. That's hella weak. But that's what let's see what they got. So I would definitely not play him. See where it goes. And I actually am in agreement with Keo, and I'm kind of shocked by that. A lot of people are saying take LaMelo. I would actually agree with Keo. I would go with James Wiseman, a true 7-footer, 7'1", big, long kid. Because to me, if you have him mixed with Wiggins, mixed with Draymond, mixed with Steph, mixed with Clay, you got matchups now that you can play. You know what? You want to play small ball, take Wiseman out, put a guy like Chris in that can run up and down the court, or even Wiseman can. But I'm saying you can go even smaller than that and maybe possibly get a free agent you could bring in that you trust that can be with that core guys. Another shooter, another 3D guy. But if you want to go big and you need Klay Thompson to get some rest or Steph Curry to get some rest and you want to post up somebody, James Wiseman can do those things. So to me, Wiseman would fit that situation really good. It almost brings me back to when San Antonio lost David Robinson for the season. They ended up getting the number 1 pick. They drafted Tim Duncan, and we know what the history was with the Twin Towers, Tim Duncan and David Robinson. I know it's not Twin Towers, but when you look at it, everybody was excited that they lost Kevin Durant. Basketball is back to being, somewhat fair. But if you land Wiseman with Wiggins, the WW team, with those 3 superstars, man, that could be tough for the rest of the NBA moving forward with a guy like Chris coming off the bench, a guy like Spellman coming off the bench.
So I got a question for you now. So let's say they're all healthy next season. The Warriors end up drafting Wiseman. Where do you have the Golden State Warriors as far as against the rest of these teams in the West?
Man, they're gonna be right up there. They could be finished number 1 seed again.
Wow.
That's how good they're going to be. You have to think to yourself, LeBron's going to be 1 year older. Now, I know that the Clippers are going to be better probably. Kawhi's still a young guy. Paul George is still young, but Paul George has been taking, he seems to, get that injury bug here and there. But if Klay Thompson is 100% healthy, Steph Curry's 100% healthy, Draymond Green's 100% healthy, that's championship pedigree. That's going to be tough to stop with a guy that's so athletic and super young like Wiggins. And give Wiggins the offseason with Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, and he works on that jump shot. My God. This team could be ridiculous. Spellman would be a nice bench player to me. He'd be like a younger version of David West. You bring in Wiseman at the 5. This team could, I'm going to be honest, they could win the championship next year. That's how good they'll be next year. So I like the Warriors moving forward.
Yeah, man. I think it's going to be interesting, man. If the Warriors do end up getting the first overall pick, it's going to be interesting what this team will do because, like I said, they could go various ways with this. I mean, they could move down and still have a first-round pick and get some, or they could shop and get a player back in return, somebody who's desperate for a first overall pick. So it's going to be interesting if they.
Well, I was going to say, I would tell you something I would do even more so. I know people will be like, dude, you're crazy. I understand I may be crazy, and Wiseman is a stud, I believe. I told y'all that. I believe he's a stud. But there's no doubt in my mind, I just don't think they have the cap space to pull it off. But if they could, and they were willing to, I would trade that number 1 pick for Bradley Beal.
Wow.
If you put Bradley Beal in that system with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green and Wiggins, man, I mean, you could even trade Wiggins if you wanted to. You could actually trade Wiggins and that number 1 pick, get Bradley Beal, and let's just say the Wizards end up with the 5th pick. You can do something like that. To me, Bradley Beal fits the Warriors way better than Wiggins. I like Wiggins. I think he brings a different dimension to that team. But we saw how dangerous Kevin Durant is. Now, granted, Kevin Durant's 6'10", and Bradley Beal's like 6'4", 6'5". I get that. But Bradley Beal can shoot that ball. And when you have 3 shooters like Bradley Beal that can play, not just shoot the ball, can get to the rack, he's a scorer, and you have somebody like Klay Thompson on the other wing with Steph Curry pulling up, that's a tough team to deal with, in my opinion. But, I mean, and you may still land James Wiseman because LaMelo Ball may go number 1. So I'm just saying Wiseman is not guaranteed to go top 3. I don't believe. I think that he's one of those guys, depending on who it is, the Suns not going to draft him. We know that with DeAndre Ayton. It just depends. So I would say a team like the Magic won't draft him. Those teams are not drafting Wiseman. But a team like and I think somebody like the Wizards would draft LaMelo Ball because they would need that spark, that next big thing if we're going to let go of Bradley Beal. But, I mean, we're just playing fantasy right now. What would you do? You said you would shop the number 1 pick. Who would you shop it for?
Man, you might think I'm playing favoritism when I do this. And if I'm the Warriors, man, I'm going to Detroit, man.
Oh my God!
Oh man, you know who I want, baby. And I'm saying, hey man, what's going on with Blake Griffin, man?
Oh my God!
You guys nearly cleaned house with everybody. Give me some Blake Griffin, and we could make it happen. And I look for me. I think Blake Griffin is still a stud, man. I think he's still good. I think he went through an injury this season. Before he got injured, he was playing on a high level, man. He was playing on a high level. He was the leading scorer for his team, and I do not feel like Blake Griffin going to Golden State, the way Golden State runs, the way Golden State runs the ball and how fast-paced they are with Steph and Klay, I think it'll fit Blake Griffin really well. And Blake Griffin has definitely improved on his jump shot game. That dude can shoot the 3 really well now as season goes by. So I would definitely do that. But like I said, that's just fantasy. I would definitely do that. But I could see the Bradley Beal though, because seeing what Houston's doing playing with that small ball, I think that's a great shot with Bradley Beal, man. Bradley Beal, that dude, since he found out he hasn't made it to the All-Star, the dude's been going off as of late. So I could see Bradley Beal though, man. But if I'm the Warriors, I mean that's what I do. But they got. It's going to be interesting though what the Warriors do with their first-round pick though.
Definitely. Well, I mean, no matter what they do, it's going to be interesting. So we won't take much longer on the show. It'll be a quick show tonight. Really want to talk about NBA because the NBA is starting to heat up now. We're in the final, weeks, months of the NBA. Only, like I said, 21 games left for the Bucks, in that 20 range for every other team most likely. So we'll switch topics real quick. I just have a couple of questions about the NFL, and then we can kind of wrap it up, Keo. I want to know, boss, A.J. Bouye, he gets traded, my dog, to the Broncos. What's your thoughts?
Oh, I had no idea about that.
Yeah, he gets traded to the Broncos from the Jaguars.
So what was the exact trade, though? What
I think it was like a 4th-round pick for him. and Ramsey came out and was like, wow.
Ramsey was Ramsey upset, or was he like?
No, like couldn't believe that they traded him, or I guess like happy for him to get out of Jacksonville.
Oh man, a couple of years ago we were talking about how great this defense was. True was high on them. You know, he had a lot of expectations for this team. Obviously, it seems like they're breaking up this team, man. I think they lost their defensive line. They lost their linebacker, I think. They lost Jalen Ramsey. Now they lost Bouye. And I think Bouye, as far as this trade goes, I think it's a great fit for him, man. Denver's defense has never been the problem or issue. I mean, they give up some big games a couple of times, but I think this is what was needed, man. In their secondary, man, their pass defense struggled, and I think this definitely helps them, man. Their front seven that definitely speaks for itself. But Bouye going to the Broncos, I think that's really nice and a great fit for him, man. And I think Denver could actually be a surprise team moving forward next year, depending what they do in free agency. And I know it's 2 weeks away. Type of moves they make in free agency goes.
Okay. I'm with you. I think it's a good deal for both teams, actually. The Jaguars, I think, need a hit the restart button. They were in the AFC Championship game. They were talked about in the NFL with that great defense, that great running game. And since then, it hasn't been the same. You got a team like the Texans who are, ready to win now. You got a team that's in the Colts that if they get a quarterback, possibly are ready to win now. A lot of people thought with Andrew Luck, they could represent the AFC. They lose Andrew Luck, now people are not so high, but they could go after a guy like a Phillip Rivers, who some people really like. I'm not really as high on. Or Matthew Stafford. I mean, whoever, Jameis Winston, I'm here, is not going to be back with the Bucs. I mean, do you go get one of those guys that maybe, they take that next leap? Maybe so. The Titans, we saw what they did. I mean, Derrick Henry's not going anywhere. So I think for the Jaguars, it's time to rebuild, reload, go in a different direction. So I have no issue with them moving on. And when you think about the Broncos, they got to go against Patrick Mahomes twice a year. You better have a good secondary to go with that front seven. So I like the deal for both teams, and we'll see what happens moving forward. So here's the last question, Keo. Give me some guys and where you think they're going to end up. I'm going to say some guys' names, and I know we did this a couple of weeks ago, but we're going to do it again before we wrap up this show. Okay, so there is news out there that Jameis Winston's not going to be back in Tampa Bay. There's some people say he will be back in Tampa Bay. What do you think? Where will Jameis Winston be playing football at next year?
Wow. So Jameis Winston may not be in Tampa Bay?
Yes, that's some news I've heard.
Wow. Okay. Jameis Winston. I think a team that could possibly go after Jameis Winston. For some reason, man. Well, I think a team that he could possibly land to is the Indianapolis Colts, man.
Oh wow, okay.
The Colts and the Chargers. I think those are two teams that he possibly could go to, man. And I think going to the Chargers could definitely help him out, man. And the Chargers, they're a playoff team, man. They got the talent. They just need to put these pieces together. So I think the Chargers would be the best fit for him.
Okay, Jameis Winston. Okay. What about Tom Brady?
I had a feeling you were going to mention that. I was literally about to mention Brady, so I was like, maybe he'll mention Brady. For some reason, I think Brady will. I think Brady will be back with the New England Patriots.
Oh wow!
Because he was at a college basketball game with Julian Edelman, and Julian Edelman was like, "Hey, he's coming back." And I think it's just entertaining that he's going to be testing free agency, but I think at the end of the day, he's forever going to be a Patriot, and I'll just leave it at that, man. I just don't think there's anybody viable or good enough to be considered to take over that quarterback job, man. Because filling Tom Brady's shoes, man, that's a lot to ask for, man. And expectations are going to be set really high, man, whoever that quarterback decides to be. And I just feel like Tom Brady is going to end his career as a New England Patriot.
Okay, my last one. I'm not going to name a name. I want you to tell me a big-time name that's not going to – that's a surprise that you think is going to happen. Give me somebody that you think is going to be in a new uniform that we're not expecting, to see. It could be like, I know we named Jameis Winston. It could be like Jameis Winston to the Chargers, but you already talked about Jameis Winston. So give me somebody different.
If there's a player that you don't expect, I'm gonna say Matthew Stafford.
Where do you think he's gonna be?
I think Matthew Stafford might end up as a Raider.
Wow.
Yeah, because now I seen reports. I know it's gone away, but it said that Matthew Stafford doesn't even want to be in Detroit no more.
Wow. Okay. I like that. That's a good one, man. Okay. So as far as what Keo said, I actually agree with him on Brady. I think Jameis Winston. Man, that's a tough one for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can see what Keo's saying. As far as San Diego, that's an interesting situation. I think Jameis Winston may go sit behind somebody. I'll say this as far as my surprise. I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to be the new Bucks quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater will be the Bucks' new quarterback, and I'll say Jameis Winston ends up in Detroit. So, Keo,
wow.
So, Keo, let's get to our shout-outs, man. Next week, I promise y'all, we're gonna definitely talk college basketball. Things are heating up in college basketball. I was gonna talk them tonight, but we're gonna worry about it for next week. We're gonna talk college basketball. We're gonna talk NBA. We're gonna definitely talk NFL again. So, Keo, let's get to these shout-outs real quick.
That's perfect, man, because Selection Sunday is actually next week on the 15th. So,
yes, sir.
That's good. All right. Before I get to the shout-out, today is actually, I just wanted to confirm it with you. It is the 200th episode. As far as the, I know the Nbs Show is part of Black Flag Radio, but as far as once it branched out to its own entity, this is the 200th episode of Nbs Show. So I wanted to thank everybody, man, that's been involved, all the people that's been putting work in the past special guests that came on, the whole panel that's been on board, like Yvonne, Jasper, Big Mike, Marlon, Ray, and including you, man. You've been holding it down, man, throughout all these years, man. And like I said, most podcasts and radio shows don't last this long, man. And we still going, man. A lot of memories we've had on this show, man. We covered a lot of important sporting events. It's gonna go down in history throughout the years. So I'm proud to be a part of this. But yeah, shout out to you, shout out to the whole panel, shout out to everybody that continues to support the show, man. And besides that, we'll see you guys next week.
No doubt. Well, like I said, man, shout out to Keo, man, for always, even when he's in his down moments, he still finds a way to come on this show, man, be a part of it, so I do appreciate it. Shout out to Yvonne, Jasper, and Mike, wherever they are. Shout out to everybody else that's a part of Nothing But Sports brand, man. Football, the draft, the draft is coming up, and y'all know how I feel about the draft, the greatest time of the year. And then, we have a couple of months off, and we're doing it all over again. So, I'm excited about football coming back because I need to reclaim my trophy in the Nbs League. But basketball is not going as well for me. I don't know what's going on with my team. Everybody's hurt, and Keel's offering me shady trades, but that's what he does, so it's nothing. But 200 shows, man, like I said, it's been great. We hope that we can get another 200 for you guys and girls out there. Always appreciate when you tune in. Please subscribe to our YouTube page. Hopefully, Keo uploads this, and we'll be back next week to talk sports with you guys. With that being said, I am Twix the Sports Junkie. This is Nothing But Sports Show, and we out. Peace.